Yep. Good afternoon. My name is David Payne. This is a speech for my speech class for Model State Community College. It is a persuasive speech on why you should not be distracted while driving. What is considered to be distracted driving? There are a multitude of reasons, things, and activities that you should not be doing while driving. This ranges everywhere. I'm not talking about drinking and driving on this. It's technically distracted driving, but there are other dangers that are just as dangerous, if not more. Types of distracted driving. Cell phones. All right, question for the audience. What's one thing for a cell phone to do when you're driving? What would be considered distracted driving? Texting.
Checking your Facebook.
Facebook.
Pictures. Yes.
See, there's all sorts of fun stuff, right? There are a multitude of different things you can do. Texting. Getting on your iTunes, trying to fit through Pandora, make sure everything's going right. Do that stuff before you get going. YouTube. There are people that actually watch YouTube videos while driving down the road. I've seen it. I've been on a motorcycle and pull up beside somebody that's swerving, thinking they're drunk, to catch them on their phone, driving like this. Pokemon, I know when that game first came out, I remember seeing on ABC News that a man actually wrecked into he was on the interstate in New York and actually ran into a bridge because he had his little phone out trying to play Pokemon. I guess he had to walk so far or whatever, he was trying to catch something. Not sure what he was trying to catch. Obviously, it was a new car. Reading. I'm pretty sure that most people have been going down the interstate and you have seen somebody reading a book while driving down the interstate, the road, or in town. And I'm not talking about the passenger. That is, in my opinion, more dangerous than trying to play on your phone, because when my wife starts reading, she gets engulfed into a book and doesn't pay attention to anything else around her. And makeup. I don't know how many women, not saying it's just women, because apparently there are some guys that wear makeup.
Yeah, that's it.
However, I don't know how many women I have seen while driving down the road in the rearview mirror, not a single hand on the wheel, trying to apply makeup, whether on the way to work or on the way to school. I've seen it a couple of times while taking my kids to school. I think that's just completely ridiculous. Distracted driving stats. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Now, all of these numbers are just for distracted driving. That's not counting DUIs, that's not vehicle failure. For the year 2015, 391 injuries from distracted driving. 391,000 injuries from distracted driving. I mean, that would be like everybody in the Marine Corps wrecking twice in the same day. I mean, that's just injuries. That's not including all of the wrecks. 3,196 fatal car crashes. Unfortunately, I couldn't find out whether it was the driver of the vehicle that was killed, whether they killed somebody else in another vehicle or walking down the road, or if it was a family member or friend that was in the car with them when they decided, oh, I'm going to send this text message. Oh, that's a culvert. That's another car in the oncoming traffic. And apparently, approximately 14% of all distracted driving involved a cell phone in some way or form. It didn't specifically say how, but that leaves what? 86% for other things such as reading while driving, putting on makeup, not paying attention to the road, trying to, well, y'all don't do this anymore, but trying to find the right CD, writing notes, sending email. I mean, there's a multitude of different issues and reasons. Punishments. Unfortunately, Tennessee does not have the strictest rules for distracted driving. On your first offense, it's up to a $50 fine. It's a Class C misdemeanor. The worst that's going to happen to you, your insurance might go up. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything that said a second offense, but I'm going to assume it's going to be the same as the first, with just a simple fine. I know the first-time offender and the first-time offenders, they're also required to go to driving school. If you don't go to driving school, I don't know what the punishment is. However, I bet it would involve you not having a driver's license anymore. I see this as a punishment is wrecking your vehicle. Most people only have one vehicle. If they wreck it, they're down a vehicle. They're going to have to pay their insurance company more money every month. That's if they have full coverage. So in the long run, you are further and further away from meeting any long-term financial goals because now you've hurt your pocketbook. And obviously, I think one of the worst ones is death. Not necessarily yours, but how would you feel waking up in a hospital bed and finding out that you killed somebody because you couldn't focus on driving and not focus on a phone? I mean, I think it's a little ridiculous. Ways to prevent distracted driving. Cell phone, put it down. Put it on airplane mode. If you have to talk to somebody while you're riding, connect to a Bluetooth device in your car. If you don't have one, Walmart sells them for $20 and they're FM transmitters. I have one in my car because it's almost 20 years old. Any sort of hands-free device. When it comes to makeup, put it on before you leave the house.
The hotel, actually.
Or the hotel, or wherever you're at. Reading a book. I mean, I really don't think I need to touch on how to prevent yourself from reading a book while driving down the interstate. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. However, people do it constantly. Distracted. When it comes down to it, you need to focus on operating your vehicle. You don't need to worry about who's texting you. You don't need to worry about what's going on Facebook, who just sent you a Snapchat, sending them back. I mean, okay, if you don't even if you don't care about yourself enough to think about the things that can happen to you, think about the other people. Young kids, think about your parents getting the phone call from the police or the visit from the police saying, hey, I regret to inform you that your child has died, because they felt it was more important to text somebody back than it was to pay attention to the road. You yourself are the best weapon that you have to avoid distracted driving. Thank you very much. And does anybody have any questions? No questions?
No.
Thank you. This concludes my period of instruction.
You get a tree in there too.
Are we done?